Welcome to the Six Hockey pregame show. Thomas West alongside Liam Crothers, bringing you some more action from the GTHL. It's going to be the Mississauga Reps taking on the Toronto Titans against the Toronto Titans team that's been very good lately as they've won 6 of their last 7, but the season series is currently 1-1. We're in the rubber match now. This one could go either way.
Yeah, and this could go a long way in determining where these teams end up at the end of the season, which determines playoff seeding. Now, that's a bit of a ways away. Still got to get to the game in hand, and it's going to be a fun one. Both of these teams have their own unique skill sets, and I'm excited to see how they mesh in this third game of the series.
Let's take a look at some of our lines right now. Lines to watch. We'll start with the forwards with the Mississauga Reps.
This is a fun line. Stevie Campbell's the guy that I'm looking for the most on this line. He's a complete player. Anything you need him to do, he can do. He's a competent skater. He's got great edge work. His shot is strong. He's a decent playmaker. He's got a really good IQ. Everything that you want in a player that at this age level in this division, Campbell's got what you need. Wolf Giles and Ivan Fabjan, they're two different players that I think complement Campbell in different ways. Giles is a determined player, and he can score a little bit, but he's going to be the guy that they rely upon to fish pucks out of the dirty areas, out in the corners, and cycle it around to Fabjan and Campbell. Fabjan in his own right is a physical playmaker, and he's consistent. He's a guy that's going to be able to get the puck to the scorer, Campbell, consistently, and he can even feed it to Giles, who in his own right is a competent scorer, and it's going to be interesting to see the way that these three guys mesh.
And some important forwards now for the Titans.
Yeah, and this is the starting group that's going to be out on the ice for the Toronto Titans. Carey Terrence, I think, is one of the strongest players in the upcoming draft class. He's a great skater. He's got a good shot to him. Mitchell Brooks, the same thing. He's got a really good shot, but I would say that Brooks is a bit more of a playmaker than Terrence is, but Terrence is the better skater. Denver Barkey on this line. I mean, you notice him every time he's on the ice, number 93. He's usually the small guy in front of the net that's banging the pucks away. It's almost a wonder he doesn't get bowled over more often because, he's usually giving up some size to the defenders out in front, but he's more than capable of staying on his edges. He keeps on his feet very well. He can tip pucks effectively, and in those dirty areas, he'll jam away for that second and third chance, and sometimes that'll end up putting the puck in the back of the net for the Titans.
Yeah, and Liam, you like this pairing here, having Denver Barkey playing out there on this line, especially with Mitchell Brooks.
Yeah, each one of the players on this starting forward line I like. I mean, each guy does something a little bit different that helps complement the way that the Titans want to play hockey. Mitchell Brooks, to me, is one of the most competent playmakers in this upcoming draft class. He's got a ton of individual skill in the way that he stick handles and moves the puck forward. He's got a great passing touch as well. Carey Terrence is a guy who has a ton of skill. I mean, we've seen before he's attempted the Michigan move, which takes a lot of skill and a lot of confidence to do as well in this level in a game situation. And Denver Barkey's a fun player to watch because he zips around the ice, and before you know it, he's sitting out in front of the net and receiving a pass that he's going to try to tip home. It's a really fun dynamic that these players operate with, and it's going to be interesting to see how they decide to approach one of the strongest goaltenders in this league.
Let's switch our attention over to the defense now. We'll start with the Mississauga Reps to, again, a defensive line to watch.
Now, this is a fun pair, Daniel Batrakanov and Noah Vatisse. Now, Vatisse, he's going to create some space because as a defender, he's able to move himself into those positions to maintain the puck in the zone, and, he'll creep away from the main area of the point right in between those hash marks up near the blue line, but, he'll keep the puck around and cycle it. Daniel Batrakanov, he's got a good power play presence to him, and he'll fill in that spot up near the top of the point, and he's an intelligent player, kind of like what we've seen from a Tristan Bertucci for the Toronto Marlies. Batrakanov is a really good decision maker when it comes to deciding if he wants to put the puck to the net, move it around the walls, or move it to an open option for a one-timer.
Some defenders to watch for the Titans now.
Yeah, and this is a fun pair because we're going to see Dante Siciliano paired with Ian Gedney. Now, Gedney's usually James Petrovsky's defensive partner, so his role in this pairing is going to be a little bit different. Usually he's defensively responsible, but his creativity is what's going to shine through here because Dante Siciliano is a guy that I think they're going to rely on to be more defensive in a role like this. Gedney usually plays the back seat towards James Petrovsky because Petrovsky likes to jump up, but here Gedney is going to have the opportunity to prove that he can do the same thing that Petrovsky can, and Siciliano will be the guy that's required to stay back for any 2-on-1 or odd-man rush opportunities coming back the other way.
Let's circle back now and talk about some defenders for the Reps. Daniel Batrakanov is an interesting guy because he's a valuable defender, but one of his best attributes is his ability to control the power play.
Yeah, and I think that's important, especially if your power play operates through the point. There are some teams in the league that try to stay away from that. They like to cycle the puck along the goal line and move it back around the net, try to look for something high-low or low-high. But the Mississauga Reps are going to try to attack the Toronto Titans by moving the puck to the point. And as I mentioned already, Batcherkanov is very intelligent when it comes to that split decision making with the man advantage. He's usually able to spot the guys that he wants to go to, whether that be down in front of the net or along the wall, as I mentioned. And I think if he has the opportunity to show off his skills in this game, it's going to go a long way in helping the Reps pick up the win in this one.
Yeah, and don't get us wrong, this power play doesn't always run through the point. There's a lot of skilled scorers down low. Lalkin and Stephen Campbell will certainly be involved if power plays do arise. Let's talk about the goaltending matchup now. This will be important in this game.
Yeah, and it's the goaltender that I feel is one of the strongest, if not the strongest, in this upcoming class, Sebastian Monaco. He's a ton of fun to watch. I mean, everything that comes towards him, he stops, and that works for him because usually the Mississauga Reps operate at a deficit when it comes to the shots faced versus shots taken, and he does have a heavy workload on a night-to-night basis, but he's proven consistent, and it's rare that he falters. Ethan Kowatsch, another top 5 goalie, I think, in this upcoming class. He's got a little bit more flair than Monaco does, but that works to his benefit because sometimes it's nice to know that if you give up a 2-on-1 rush, your goaltender is going to be able to slide across, take away a shot with the glove, and fire the boys up to get them going back down the other way. I expect the Titans to operate effectively in front of Monaco, and Kowatsch, it's going to be a question of can he stop the shots that he does face, because it's likely that Monaco will have the heavier workload.
And can Kowatsch stop the strong scores of Campbell and Lalkin, two very skilled players, Ivan Fabjan in there as well. So it will be a test for sure. As we are just about set for puck drop from Thomas West and Liam Crothers, thanks for tuning into the 6 Hockey pregame show. Welcome to the Scotiabank Pond. Thomas West alongside Liam Crothers on the call for this hockey game between the Mississauga Reps and the Toronto Titans. The season series is currently split between these two teams, so the rubber match tonight.
Yeah, and both of these teams play a fun style of hockey, but they do it in different ways. The Titans like to get in along the boards and get dirty, but the Reps are pretty crafty. A lot of individual skill on this team.
As the puck is chipped down behind the net of Ethan Kowatsch, the starting goalie for the Titans, as it's turned over in front of the net and they score. Right off the bat, Zach Christie takes advantage of that one, chips it past Kowatsch. 1-0 Reps.
Well, the Reps have certainly started on time. Christie, the beneficiary of a turnover right in front of Kowatsch's net, and he's looking around like, what are we doing here? Because the game just started, hadn't even had a chance to make his first save. The Reps are batting 1,000, 1 shot, 1 goal, a very fast start for Mississauga.
So that is a good start for the Reps. The Toronto Titans won 2-0 in the first meeting between these two teams. There's another chance there as Olivier Savard came in, but he was offside. So a 2-0 win for the Titans to start things off this season. And then the Reps won 5-1 their last time out, and a lot of goals on not too many shots. Ethan Kowatsch was pulled in that game.
Yeah, he was in favor of Lucas Malevers, but we're seeing Kowatsch back in net in this one. The only knock on Kowatsch's game is that sometimes he can be inconsistent, although we've seen his ability to make big saves. But he's playing down early here after a bad giveaway from his defense.
And a common theme is that it's been hard to score on Sebastian Monaco as a big hit is laid there at the boards. Just 3 goals scored on Monaco by the Titans so far this season. And Sebastian Monaco, there's not much question that he's probably going to be the first goalie taken in the OHL draft this year.
Yep, and typically, as it is with the NHL, you don't see goalies tend to go very high, maybe outside of the first round. It's just not very common, but it's expected that Monaco's name will be the first name off the board.
Campbell was in there to take that draw, but lost it, and it's played back into the corner. Now the puck pops back out through the red line. Breaking in once again on the Rep, shot to the middle. That one's off the end boards, comes all the way back out. Zach Christie is back there to gather that one up. Lots of time left in the first period. The Mississauga Reps getting off to an early 1-0 lead as they break in once again. Down in the crease was Kowatsch, but it stayed out of the net as the puck is flipped out through center. And Hebethwaite is going to pick it up in his own zone. Chipped in by Pangratich, who will argue he was over the red line, but it's going to be an icing call. Well, Ben Lalkin's the guy who does most of the scoring for this Mississauga Reps team. But it was Zach Christie who is an improved player this year, getting the first goal and catching Ethan Kowatsch and the entire Toronto Titans off guard. Puck is played through center. Across the red line now, breaking in. Good defense there from the Toronto Titans, but they're going to have to get this one out of their own zone. Play is reversed behind the net into the corner. Battle for it there. Down goes a Mississauga rep, and we're going to get a whistle.
Yeah, and you mentioned Zach Christie with the first goal for the Mississauga Reps. He's not the guy that you'll usually look to. I mean, you mentioned Ben Lalkin. We'll see him in this game. Stephen Campbell, number 15, for this team as well. Mississauga rely on him to pick up some of the slack when Lalkin isn't contributing. But, I mean, Christie proven that he can do the same thing.
And he's on the puck once again, trying to break his way into the offensive zone. Can't quite do it. Puck is flipped out through center once again by the Titans. And all the way down the ice for an icing. Edward Downey is in there. Great guy in front of the net, but he's going to have to get it out of the defensive zone first as it's played back to the point. Tipped in front of the net. Kowatsch reaches back and pulls it off the goal line. Lazarus is getting a shift out there with Weiermair. As Lazarus chases that one up the wing, brought back in once again. Weiermair trying to work his way to the front of the net. Now bringing it down low, fired in front, and no one there to receive that pass, and the Reps are back the other way. Throwing through center. Pangratich was tied up there momentarily. Now falling behind his own net. Campbell will pick it up. Trying to find Hebethwaite. Now a shot to the front of the net. Turned aside there by Sebastian Monaco. Throw into the middle once again. Battle for it in front of the net. Loose puck. Who's going to get on it? And it just trickles wide on the shot there from Kukuves. Campbell working with it on the boards, trying to get the puck out, and finally Olivier Savard will throw it all the way down the ice, but it's too far and from too far away. And an icing call.
And a bit of a scramble there. Maybe it necessitates the icing because the puck was moving around the Reps' crease. Sebastian Monaco, a good job of puck tracking. He wasn't sure where it was the whole way, but he just tried to put himself in front of all of the bodies, and he was able to prevent any open net opportunities. A good job by him to get himself into this game early.
Kukuves versus Fabjan, and the Reps win the draw. Lalkin working his way to the middle, all the way to the other end, and a ton of speed there from Ben Lalkin. But back the other way come the Titans. Backhanded into the zone. Behind the net now. Titans trying to set something up from there. Now it's going to be thrown back to the point. Siciliano puts one on. Rebound. That was loose in front. Lalkin picks it up and throws it through center. Zingaro pokes that one into the zone. Now it's thrown back out. Looking for Kane Tucker. Held in by the Reps, but not for long as the Titans will come back the other way through the neutral zone. Alex Weiermair was in there to forecheck that one. Christie coming across, trying to cut off the offensive player, Carson McGuire, who just about laid down a big hit there in the corner on Lalkin. It's Dante Siciliano jumping in from the defensive side of things to try and keep the puck in the zone, and we get a whistle. And a stoppage in play with 10:07 to go in the first period.
Well, we've got a second here. I mean, we're going to look at the offense for the Titans because there's a couple players that you should be keeping your eye on as this game rolls on. Number 10, Kerry Terrence. He's a pure goal scorer. He's got a good frame for hockey, and he's a fast skater. And you can't talk about him without talking about Denver Barkey. The two are friends and play a very different style. Barkey, usually one of the smallest guys on the ice, number 93, but he's tremendously effective in front of the net. And it looks like the Titans are going to be spending the next 2 minutes or less on the man disadvantage.
Lalkin out there with Fabjan. Kukuvez was taking the draw. Kerry Terrence, as you mentioned, is going to help kill some penalties now for the Titans. Lots of time to go in the power play as Olivier Savard throws that one out through center. Batherkanov out there as well for the Reps. Puck is going to the middle, loose in front. Who's going to find it? It's a Titan, but it's fired into the bench area. That one didn't get over the tall part of the glass, so it's just going to be an offensive zone face-off for the Reps.
And it's not the worst play that you can make there. Kerry Terrence clears out the puck, and that gets a line change regardless. It works as if Kowatsch had stopped the puck.
Puck is thrown around the boards, and it chips all the way out. Race for the puck. Now, Kukuvez centering pass there to Weiermair, scores! Alex Weiermair, a shorthanded goal, and we're tied at 1.
Well, that play changes quickly. The draw happens in the defensive zone for the Titans. They get the puck all the way up the ice. It's sent into the corner, and we're going to see here Alex Weiermair knows exactly where he's supposed to be, puts himself into the slot right on the right side of the hash marks, and he fires that one past Sebastian Monaco. There's not much that you can do there if you're Monaco. It's a 2-on-1 coming back the other way. Tried to make himself as big as possible, but Weiermair picks the corner over the glove side, and we're tied at 1.
Hebethwaite's going to take that draw. Weiermair's got a great shot, but it was the speed there to get all the way down the ice and find himself wide open in front of the net, shorthanded. As the puck is fired around the boards all the way back out. A little jump in the step of the Titans now after tying this game up and getting a puck past Sebastian Monaco early on, which has got to be a goal for them. Slap shot from the point by Gilmore. That one's padded wide by Monaco. And those are the kind of goals you got to get on Monaco too. It's got to be right in front of the net. It can't be a long shot, and it's got to be perfectly placed. And that's why we're tied 1-1. Zingaro is back there. Christie's going to give way to Lalkin, who comes on the ice now. Through center. Lalkin working his way to the offensive zone. As he goes to the front of the net and scores, Lalkin finding his way to the middle, and it's 2-1 Reps.
You can see on the replay, Lalkin is able to cut his way in front of the net, makes a nice little toe drag move, gets through both defenders and around Kowatsch, and going left to right there, he slips it in with the backhand. Lalkin's one of the biggest players on this team in terms of point production. He's usually all around the ice. He's a tremendous playmaker, got a great set of hands and good speed as well. And I mean, it's a very fast start for both of these teams, 2-1, and still got 8 minutes and some change here to play in the first period.
Yeah, he zipped past the defenders. Didn't even see him. Puck was in the back of the net before anyone, including myself and the Titans, knew it. As it's played back through center once again, Petrovsky is going to work that one into the zone for the Titans. All the way down low. Trying to find some space. Now it's flipped up in the center. Petrovsky is pressuring once again. Throw into the middle and loose in front of Monaco. Finally covering it up.
And Petrovsky equally capable there of showing off the offensive talent. He's typically a defenseman that'll operate along the blue line, and he does contribute offensively, but that comes from the big shot that he's got from the point. He likes to throw that one on. But you mentioned earlier that the way that you're going to beat Monaco isn't with those long shots that get towards the net. You got to get into those dirty areas, and that's what we saw Petrovsky doing effectively right there.
Puck is thrown around the boards. Petrovsky holding it in. And now it's going to be the Reps who come away with the puck, but they still got it cleared out of the zone. Can't quite do it. Held in at the line. Now finally kicked out. Fabjan working in for the Reps. Throwing back through center. Robinson on the puck. Robinson fires one to the middle. Shot there. That one just goes wide of Monaco. From behind their own net, Robinson back out through center. Here come the Reps through the neutral zone. Most recent goal, Lalkin breaking on the breakaway. Made it 2-1 Reps as the puck is flipped all the way down. Glove stop.
Yeah, and a nice individual effort from Lalkin. You mentioned his ability to do that by himself, and it's a testament to the way that this Mississauga Reps team likes to operate. Lalkin is the guy that they're going to lean to the most, but got a player like Stephen Campbell who can step up, and on nights when Lalkin isn't contributing offensively, as streaks happen for every player.
Bather-Kanov was holding that one at the line. Waiting for that puck. Pangratich is working on it in the corner. Now it's flipped out through center. All the way down the ice. Icing waved off by the referee. Battle for it behind the net of Sebastian Monaco. Flicked up and not quite out. Zach Christie was trying to backhand that one out. Or maybe he did. It's a whistle.
I'm not sure if it exited the playing area on the bench or up and over the glass. The draw is going to come out to the left side of Sebastian Monaco, and it's been pretty evenly matched so far on the scoreboard. It reads 2-1, but it's typical that the shots are usually in favor of the team that's playing against the Mississauga Reps. They do tend to give up their fair share of shots on goal.
They absolutely do. Getting the puck out of their own zone has been a little bit of an issue this game, but luckily they have Sebastian Monaco between the pipes, and he's a guy who can steal a game. He's doing it right now as it's brought in behind the net of Monaco. Gilmore reversing that one back out front, and it was loose in front. Now it's taken away by the Titans. Thrown to the middle. Can Monaco find it? Yes, he can. And he covers it up.
Nice bit of, looked like hand-eye coordination to throw that puck on almost a baseball swing, but with the stoppage in play, the referee indicates a cross-checking penalty. He's going to usher off a red sweater into the penalty box, and the draw will happen on the left side of Sebastian Monaco. The Toronto Titans are going to have the opportunity with the man advantage. Going to see some of their hallmarks. Are going to be working the puck along the blue line as they tend to do, and that'll be when Petrovsky comes back onto the ice, unless they can convert right here.
Fabjan and Campbell are the forwards killing the penalty for the Mississauga Reps. Now Dante Siciliano controls the point, plays it across to Gilmore. Gilmore and Siciliano. Brooks plays it across. Gilmore has it, throwing it to the middle. Fabjan trying to chip this one out, and just able to do so. Here comes Campbell down the wing. Campbell working his way into the zone and falling at the blue line, maybe offside.
You mentioned full credit to Ivan Fabjan there. He was able to beat his man Mitchell Brooks in front of the net. Just a nice display of physical ability. He pushed his man away from the puck, and then coming back down the other way, he chipped it through the neutral zone and gains his team some reprieve here with a draw.
Lalkin tries to win that one forwards. It's into the zone. Careful about this Mississauga Reps team. They have a lot of offense on this penalty kill. Lalkin and Campbell, the forwards. Dante Siciliano will drop that one back. Weiermair was at the point. Now it's Gilmore controlling the point as he gets the puck. Gilmore throws it across. Siciliano throwing it down low. Working from there. Puck is reversed into the corner. Thrown to the middle. Brooks, and that one just hopped over his stick. Siciliano picks it up at the blue line. Gets the puck back, and now it hops over Siciliano's stick. This could be a break for the Reps. Back the other way. Lalkin to the front. Scores! Ben Lalkin, second of the game. 3-1 Reps.
That's a great job. You mentioned they're dangerous on the penalty kill. Christie and Lalkin, a great job to jump up and force the pressure on the blue line. Lalkin's going to take it himself. Looks like he slides it through the wickets there at Kowatsch, and Kowatsch pretty frustrated about that one. It's never fun to give up a shorthanded goal. You expect all the action to be on the other side of the ice, and maybe sometimes you're caught a little bit off guard, but not much you can do there. 2-on-1, he tried to take the shooter as best he could, and he was beaten by Lalkin. His second goal in the game already. It's 3-1. We've a little less than 5 minutes to play in the first.
Yeah, if we rewind that play to the power play zone for the Reps, it was just good offensive pressure on Siciliano and Gilmore, who were just trying to hold that puck in at the point. They forced a turnover, and there go Lalkin and Christie just like that. It's 3-1. Still some time on the power play, though, here for the Titans to try and get one back as it's fired to the middle, and Radef had that one hop over his stick. Back the other way come the Reps. All the way to the offensive zone, working to the middle, and now throwing behind. Time dwindling down now on the power play for the Titans. They maybe have time for one more rush. You see Petrosky go off for a change. Puck is flipped to the middle. Down is Monaco. Fired out through center. That's going to do it for the power play. Unsuccessful. Well, extremely unsuccessful for the Titans as they give up a shorthanded goal. And get about one shot on goal on Sebastian Monaco. Flipped up, and that one's right into the bench.
Yeah, and it was Olivier Savard who had taken that penalty, but as a guy who plays quite a few minutes on the back end for Coach Mike Catanacci for this Mississauga Reps team, I mean, they proved that they didn't need him out there. They let the forwards do the work on the penalty kill, and it was effective to that point. They were able to score, but now the draw, the Toronto Titans in the offensive zone.
Yeah, I just realized that's the second shorthanded goal of the game we've seen, because Alex Weiermair's goal came shorthanded as well. Not every day you see that as Buck is flipped to the middle. But both of these teams have a tendency to do that. They're both aggressive penalty-killing teams, and that's going to happen. So just a result of the play style, I guess, of these two teams.
Yeah, and I think that comes from from the higher levels you see in the NHL, that teams have gone away from the idea of a defensive penalty kill with guys who are specialists at just trying to clear the puck away and keep it away from the offensive players. You throw some skill out there, because if you can train an offensive player to be effective on the penalty kill, you can play him more often. And we saw that right there, the offensive players for both teams being able to convert down a man.
As Tucker McConnell Fritz will bring it from his own zone and throw it up through center ice. Breaking through the middle of the Reps. Now it's behind the net. A battle for the puck. Who comes away with it? And held in at the line. Lalkin gets hammered down low. Across the blue line now. And into the zone, Kukuves. Thrown across. Controlled now by the Titans. As Lalkin is going to battle for that one across the red line. And kicked in, thrown all the way down the ice. The arm of the referee goes up. That's going to be an icing. As it was Giles out there who flipped that puck down. So offensive draw for the Titans, who now they're going to need a few more of those, as Kerry Terrence is going to be in there to take that draw. Or no, I guess it was Denver Barkey in there. Plays on a line usually with Kerry Terrence and Weiermair, but Barkey on a different line today. Right to the middle, and that's what he does well. Tips that puck in front of Sebastian Monaco, holds on to it. Downey was right there in front of the net as well.
And mentioned Downey and Barkey on a line together. Man, those boys, they play a very similar style. They're different in stature from each other, obviously, but they're effective in front of the net, and they cause some havoc. They cut off the sight lines for the goaltender. They can tip pucks effectively. They can jam away at rebounds, and they make things very difficult for defensive players, because no matter how many times you hit them to try to knock them out of the crease, they're going to stand in there for a full 45 minutes.
As the puck is flipped in, backhanded to the front there by Robinson, and now it's going to be cleared down once again by the Reps. 2 minutes to go here in the first period. Throwing into the zone all the way down. The Reps controlling in their own zone, trying to get that one through center. Behind the net of Sebastian Monaco as the Reps try to get this one out. They'd love to go to the locker room, or I guess the metaphorical locker room in this case, as the flood comes after the second period. With a 3-1 lead. Ethan Kowatsch steers that one wide behind the net. And a battle for it in the corner is going to result in a whistle.
Yeah, it looks like the draw might be coming outside of the zone after it might have been a Mississauga Reps player falling on the puck to dull play. The Refs with some deliberation, but the draw to come outside of the Toronto Titans zone.
1:26 to go in the first. Puck is thrown through center. Denver Barkey now out there with Kerry Terrence. Terrence will chase that one into the zone, but Monaco's just going to cover it up. Boy, Sebastian Monaco is such a calming presence in there to have him for the reps. It's not that the reps have really struggled too much in this game so far, but when you have the confidence that Sebastian Monaco is going to make just about every save he needs to, that is a great feeling to have for a team. As the puck is thrown in once again. 2-on-1 opportunity now for the reps to the front of the net. Shot, and it looks like Kowatsch was able to block that one wide on the shot from Campbell. Behind the net now and throwing back out through center ice. Flipped into the zone, but the reps are offside. They're going to have to come back and tag up. Fabjan and Lalkin are going to pressure that in the offensive zone. And wisely flicked through center by Radiff. Denver Barkey will race in to try and help out his defensive efforts of his team. Battle for it at the boards. Slap shot from the point by McConnell Fritz. Had a bit of heat on that one, and it's put into the corners. Zingaro working on that one. Still in the offensive zone. Lalkin was there to cover for him, and a whistle. With 8 seconds to go in the first.
Yeah, and we'll see if the referees pull someone out of the pile here. Not sure if the linesman is ushering some players to the penalty box. Yeah, it looks like Stephen Campbell for the reps, and wasn't quite sure who that was for the Titans. Are going to be spending some time in the box, offsetting minors, so both men won't feature on the ice for the next 2 minutes of game time.
Face off one by Fabjan. Shot there, and a big pad save by Kowatsch right before the horn as it's played back out in front. Maybe time for one more chance. Nope, that's going to do it. End of the first period, 3-1 reps. 2 goals in that period for Ben Lalkin. Probably going to be a top draft pick. And we saw why in that first.
Yeah, and you can see why people rate him so highly. And it's not just about his ability 5-on-5. I mean, we saw that with the great move around 2 defenders. He's down a man by himself right there. But when his team was down a man, he was able to convert on the shorthanded opportunity, just because of the presence of mind. Him and Zach Christie have worked really well on that penalty kill so far. They created that 2-on-1 chance going back the other way for themselves, and Lalkin finished it off. And you can see why he's so effective, because he can play pretty much anywhere. He's obviously going to be a power play option with the skill that he's got. He's going to be an option 5-on-5 whenever the coach can get him out there. But he proves right there that he can kill penalties effectively, because the best way to kill it off is to put a goal in the other side of the net.
Yeah, and him and Zach Christie as well. Christie scoring the goal, another guy who kills penalties. For a guy like Zach Christie, who's not going to be a top draft pick, but still does have a pretty good chance to get drafted, the versatility, that's an important attribute.
Yeah, and we can't all be high-skill players who can, play everywhere, play on the power play, go through an entire team by themselves. But Christie does serve his role, and sometimes it's important to look at players like that in your later round selections, because that's where you find your sleepers, guys that you can develop into more potent penalty killers, maybe better 5-on-5 players, and possibly a secondary option on the power play.
As that puck is in the neutral zone. Defended nicely there by the reps as they try and bring it back to the offensive side of things. Thrown right through the middle. Ben Lalkin cutting to the front, scores! Hat-trick time for Ben Lalkin in the second period. 4-1 reps.
That's a really, really solid effort. We had just spent some time talking about Ben Lalkin and the 2 goals that he was sitting on, and he does it by himself again. You can see him cuts right there through the defenders. There's nothing that Kowatsch can do. He waits for Kowatsch to drop down onto the pads and fires it up over the blocker. Great effort by him. The imaginary chapeaus fill the ice. That's a really nice effort by Ben Lalkin, making it 4-1 Mississauga.
Yeah, that's actually not only a hat trick, that's a natural hat trick. 3 goals in a row by the same player, as it's Poked out through center. That line's still going to stay right on. Christie and Lalkin. And Giles there as well. Puck is behind the net. Siciliano trying to get that one to the neutral zone, but it's held in at the line. Shot there. Big save there by Kowatsch. Important for him to make those saves after a lot of pressure is being put on by the Reps. It's Olivier Savard, and there's the player down in the corner now for the Reps. Well, let's talk about the Reps' start to this period. They ended off the first being on a hot streak, scoring a ton of goals. They started well. Is it the speed of this team that's been important? What's the key to them? Why are they having so much more success than the Titans right now?
Well, you did mention the speed, and that's something that I want to touch on, but it's also the offensive awareness. We've seen a couple scenarios where they're able to break in past the defenders, or they catch the defenders on a change, or maybe in a 2-on-1 situation. That's where we've seen them get success. When you can come up the ice as a team and have more than one option to look to, that's when you get that versatility of getting into the goaltender's head, because he doesn't know if he's going to need to take the shot away, or if he needs to slide across to maybe cover a pass. And if there's a backdoor pass after that, he's more than out of position. But just a couple of really good solo efforts. I think the defenders maybe need to be looked to shore things up and hang with their men a little bit better, because we've seen some rushes on Kowatsch where there's not much that he can do. Lalkin weaving through the defenders a couple times for the 3 goals that he's gotten in this one. And I mean, they need to shore things up on the back end. James Petrovsky going to be a big part of that. Ian Gedney, we haven't mentioned his name yet, number 21. On the back end for the Titans, he's a big boy, he's tough, and he can throw the body around, and he's more than capable of preventing zone entries. They'll look for him to do that. Brennan Gilmore, he's more offensively inclined, but we've seen him be able to show off the defense as well. Radif, another guy, number 44 on the back end. See him skating out onto the ice right now. He's a strong defender in his own right, so they need to shore things up first of all, because you need to cool off this offense for the Mississauga Reps. You need to make sure that the chances have dried up, and then that's when you can begin to attack and play your style of hockey. They can be a very physical team. They get into the corners, they fish pucks out, and that's where they're going to need to do, but they're going to have to do it after 2 minutes, because with the hit in the corner, the penalty was assessed. The Titans are going to spend a little bit of time here down a man.
Another guy we're not seeing for the Reps is Will Bray, who's out with an injury, and that's a guy, maybe we'll talk about him at the next stoppage, but that is a guy who could definitely be a steal in the draft and might actually be one of the best defenders on this Mississauga Reps team, as they're going to clear that puck out. Reps are on the power play trying to get one into the zone, and it's fired all the way back in. Good penalty kill so far for the Toronto Titans, as they are keeping the Reps in their own end exactly where they want to have them. Kerry Terrence out there on the penalty kill, trying to forecheck there. Kukuves as well. But the Reps are going to gain the zone. Played behind the net. Stops up and thrown back down low. Olivier Savard's going to clean that one up, and we're going to get a whistle.
I'm not sure if referees are going to usher someone to the box. It appears to be that way. Didn't catch the infraction yet, and the draw is going to come all the way down. We see a play for the Mississauga Reps. Looks like he's going to be exiting the ice. The draw will happen to the right of Sebastian Monaco. He's playing some 4-on-4 hockey. There's a lot of skill on both of these teams, and I think the open ice is going to benefit them.
So there we go, 4-on-4 hockey. These are the two teams you want to see 4-on-4. Lots of speed. Denver Barkey out there. Shot from the point. Tipped in front. Monaco gloves it.
It's important for Monaco with this extra ice, as we see Campbell return to the bench after the 2 minutes had expired from those offsetting penalties we saw near the end of the first period. Good job by Monaco, though, because you need to be able to hang with the puck and move left to right effectively, try to see through any screens that might be set, as we know that the Titans do love to screen the goaltender.
Fabjan at center, worked around the net by Olivier Savard, who throws it down, and Kowatsch is going to glove it and get a stoppage. we were mentioning earlier, Will Bray from the Vaughan Kings last year. He's a big loss right now for the Titans.
Yeah, and Bray coming over from the Vaughan Kings to the Mississauga Reps. He's a bit of an underrated player. You talk to Mike Catenacci, and he raves about how he might be one of the strongest defensemen that won't go in the higher rounds. He's not as heralded as a Tristan Bertucci maybe for the Toronto Marlies, but he believes that Will Bray can be a very solid player at the next level. He's got all the tools to do it, a lot of raw talent.
Barkey works it in, down low behind the net. Barkey trying to find someone to the middle, but it's Tucker McConnell-Fritz, another kind of underrated defenseman who cuts that one off. Rada fires a puck. That one's going to go around the net wide. As Hebethwaite clears that one, chipped up through center. And all the way down the ice for a whistle.
It'll be the defensive pairing of Adamo Zingaro, Daniel Bathurkanov. Zingaro going to fish a stick out, but it's likely that we'll see those two on the back end. We haven't mentioned their names all that much, but Bathurkanov is a man on the back end that his team relies on to be effective. Adamo Zingaro, he's a big boy. These two defensemen playing on their off hands right now.
Kerry Terrence wins the draw, shot from the point, and knocked away by Monaco and up over the glass. This is a bit of a different line than we usually see from the Titans with Kerry Terrence playing out here. He's good on the draws too, though, isn't he?
Yeah, more than capable in the face-off dot. See him lose that one there, but I mean, 4-on-4, you maybe bring out the blender a little bit and things change up as we see Campbell on a rush here.
Back the other way, Campbell working his way to the middle, and that one's going to be stopped there by Ethan Kowatsch, and we get another whistle. Yeah, he lost that draw because he was up against Fabjan, who's a pretty good face-off man himself.
We mentioned the blender. Fabjan not always going to play against his, not going to play with his typical line mates all the time. He's a guy that you can move into different scenarios in the lineup. He plays pretty effectively, man advantage or not. But we saw the man from the Titans exit the box, so the Titans are going to have an opportunity here with the man advantage for about 30 seconds.
As the puck is behind the net, throwing back through center ice all the way down the zone. Here come the Titans on a rush. Down low, Siciliano throws that one back out to the point. Now that one's going to go past Siciliano. Possession still with the Titans as the Denver Barkey was right in front. Tipped that one up and it's going to go up over the glass. Yeah, Ivan Fabjan, he's probably going to be a later round draft pick because he's still growing into being a better skater. But he's got a good shot. He's good in the face-off draw, and he's versatile. So whatever team picks him, and someone will, it's definitely getting a good player to help out their team. Denver Barkey gets that one through center. Dante Siciliano tips that one on net. That one goes behind Sebastian Monaco, but it was just wide. Dante Siciliano plays that one back to the point. Shot there, tipped in front, scores! Mitchell Brooks is able to clean up the rebound. And the Reps lead is cut to just 2.
The man advantage had expired for the Toronto Titans, but 5-on-5, they have the draw in the offensive zone. It's 1, and after a little bit of beating and banging down low, Monaco makes the first save, but he's unable to field that second one. He's got to look to his defense to clear that puck out after he makes that initial save. But a good job by Mitchell Brooks to make himself available and pot that one and cut this deficit to 2.
Played back D to D. Reps trying to get it right back. Lots of time to go. 2-goal lead now. The puck is flipped out through center. Backhanded pass attempt there from it was Kerry Terrence. Gedney knocking over Lalkin. As Giles tries to work into the zone. That puck was tipped by Gedney right in front of his own net, but he cleared it out of harm's way. Behind the net once again, Petrovsky working on that one, playing with Gedney. Backhanded pass all the way down the ice, and I think that one went to the bench. Yes, it definitely went to the bench as the coach is going to hand that one off. So we get a face-off just outside the zone of the Titans. Fabjan out there with Campbell and Giles. Downey, Kukuvez, and Maguire on the other side for the Titans. It's back into the zone. Maguire's going to chase that one down. Throwing behind the net. Flipped out through center. Breaking into the zone of the Titans. Carson Maguire fires that one. That one's going to go wide. Another shot there from Radef and just missed the net. Not sure if Monaco saw that one. All the way back down. Break here as it cuts to the middle. And a great save by Ethan Kowatsch.
I mentioned the odd man rushes, and so far the Titans haven't heeded my advice. It's another open play that results in a quick rush against Ethan Kowatsch, but that time he's equal to the shot. He did a good job to make himself big and then take it away low. You can see him slide to his right and eventually cover the puck up and get a draw for his team.
Lalkin taking the draw. Doesn't win it though. It's chipped up and held in by Hebethwaite. Nice job there. Lalkin back on the puck. Already has 3 goals in a row this game. As Hebethwaite takes a shot. Lalkin was there for the tip. Zingaro trying to reverse that one back behind the net. Played through center ice. Weiermair working the puck into the zone. Got Denver Barkey working to the middle. Slap shot from the point. Tipped in front and just wide from Denver Barkey. And Zach Christie took that away, but it was poke checked. It's going to get back down low. Denver Barkey playing it right back on in front. Shot. That one's tipped up high and wide off a stick. Barkey has it again. Now it's back to the point. Shot and an easy glove save. That time for Sebastian Monaco, who gets a whistle.
Mentioned Barkey's name a couple of times on that shift. He was everywhere. He set up his teammate out in front, wheeled himself back around, looked for a tip in front, and then he picked up the puck again coming around and fed it off back to the blue line before putting himself back in front of the net. He features prominently anytime he's on the ice, and he does it in a variety of ways.
As I believe that's Rowan Top out there now. The call up for the Toronto Titans, trying to hold that one at the line. Fires that one all the way around the net, down low now. Slap shot from the point by Gilmore. That one was tipped by a rep in front of the net, but it went wide. Fabjan on it. Gets it out of the zone. Pangratich is working on that one. Olivier Savard's going to have to get back on defense as the Titans are coming back the other way. Behind the net. And flicked up, held in at the line. Shot from the point. Glove save by Monaco. So it'll be a face-off to the left-hand side of Monaco. Offensive zone draw for the Titans. And it's won by them. Puck tipped to the middle and went wide of Monaco. From behind their own net, breaking back the other way. 2-on-1 rush. Shot by Campbell. Scores. 5-2 reps. A ripper of a shot there from Campbell. It gets by the short side of Kowatsch. And they've taken a 3-goal lead.
Yeah, and Ben Lalkin been getting a lot of shine, but I mentioned Stephen Campbell. He's the next man up, and he proves it right there. A really nice shot past the glove of Kowatsch. And again, another odd man rush. The Toronto Titans haven't been able to limit that in this game, and that's really been the difference maker, and it's led to a 5-2 lead for the Mississauga Reps. Campbell playing on that wing. He is an effective player, no doubt.
Face off at center. Kerry Terrence will take that one and try and get it into the zone. No, a little pass off there, shot there. Monaco makes a save behind the net now. Reversed right back out in front. Kukuvez trying to get that to the middle to Denver Barkey. And another rush the other way for the Mississauga Reps. And nothing developed out of that one as it comes back through center. Played back around. Denver Barkey working on that from the corner. Gets hammered down low. Right back to his feet, though, and it's played all the way back around by the Reps, breaking out of their own zone now through center. Played up Olivier Savard, cutting his way to the front of the net, but now he's going to have to retreat back to his defensive position. Noah Vetisi out there as well for the Reps. As the puck is flipped out through the neutral zone across the red line. Radef. Chasing it into the corner, right back out in front. Shot there, and high and wide of the net. Looked like he had Monaco beat. But it's going to come all the way out of the zone, and the Titans are back to their defensive end to try and clean that one up, and it was gloved down by Ethan Kowatsch.
A nice little stretch of play. We saw Campbell feature once again. He was in down low near the net and decided not to opt for the shot, and puck got wheeled back around. And I mean, the Toronto Titans just need to be better along the walls, and it's usually the hallmark of their game, but they haven't been able to do that so far.
Face off in the offensive zone. Fabjan loses it. Played behind. Siciliano whips that one around the boards. Back around, but from behind their own net come the Titans, working that one through center all the way down the ice for an icing.
I think the Toronto Titans need to lean a little bit more on their big players. I think Denver Barkey has played well in this game to his credit so far, but I think Kerry Terrence and Alex Weiermair, in spite of the goal from Weiermair, shorthanded, needs to be a little bit more prominent. We haven't seen him all that much since he potted that one for the Titans, and if they want to get back into this game, those are some of the players that they need to lean on.
Plays in the neutral zone now, and Lalkin's going to take possession of that one. Scored a trio of times in this game, and the Reps still have a lot of time to go here for more offense. We're just in the second period. As the puck is played back around behind the nets, Kowatsch saw that one go through the crease. Back the other way. Here comes a rush for the Titans, but it's cut off. Good defensive play there by Savard. Back through center. And kicked into the zone by Gedney. Rowan Top will go back to pick that one up and work from his own zone. Top finding his way through the middle, looking for someone to pass to, right back out in front, and it was just winged wide of the net there. Another shot, and up into the glass off a stick. Isn't this a common theme from the Reps? 13 shots on goal, but 5 goals tonight.
Well, it's rare that they're going to outshoot their opponent, but to their credit, they make the most of the opportunities that present themselves, and it's always nice to have Sebastian Monaco in the back there as he makes another save and slides over again. Wow. And again, I mean, we mentioned him, and he makes a sequence of saves there. He's always unbelievable. He stops pretty much everything that comes his way, and he's a big part of how the Reps are able to have success.
Aberthwaite brings it back once again for the Reps, and it's tipped out of play. Is there anyone that stood out for you, maybe other than Ben Lalkin, aside from the obvious tonight?
I think Stephen Campbell. I've mentioned his name a couple times. I like him a lot, and I mean, Ivan Fabjan hasn't featured on the score sheet yet, and he hasn't potted one. And usually, as commentators, we tend to lean on our score sheets and, well, who's scored? Let's talk about that guy. But Ivan Fabjan, number 71 for the Mississauga Reps, I think plays a big role every night, and he's not always going to do it flashy. But, oh man, a big hit there along the corner. Fabjan fishing at the puck right now, but he's a good player for this Mississauga Reps team. He does a lot of different things well.
Tucker McConnell Fritz, he's not the biggest guy, but he looked big on that play, standing up his man at the blue line. I don't even think he was the one initiating that hit. As Christie, or Hebethwaite, I should say, helping that one into the zone. Ivan Fabjan. Yeah, a hard stat to think about as well for us as commentators is the fact that Fabjan has killed off a lot of penalties tonight. And that's important, and the Mississauga Reps have actually scored as well shorthanded, as have the Titans. It's a pretty good penalty kill when you can do that. Fired on net and tipped up in front. It was Kerry Terrence getting the backhand shot there on Sebastian Monaco.
And usually it's Denver Barkey, his line mate, sitting out up on top of the crease, but Monaco with a good job there to hang with the puck. Not a clean tip by Terrence, not obviously all that he wanted on that one, but Monaco kept keeping himself level with the puck, and as it went down, he stuck in there, got the draw.
Stephen Campbell to take the face-off here in the defensive zone for the Mississauga Reps. Well, there's 4 guys out there for the Reps now.
It'll be Fabjan replacing Pangratich.
The shot to the middle. Glove save again by Monaco. Kerry Terrence, another guy who he's fast, he's tall. Good potential in the upcoming OHL draft. Not sure where he's going to go, but he should get drafted as it's right to the middle. Monaco, again, a glove save.
You ever get tired of saying that? Monaco with the save? He does it, he's doing it, like twice every 30 seconds, it almost feels like. The puck's in and around the net for the Mississauga Reps a lot, and, maybe their defense needs to do a little bit better. They do tend to be outshot every night, and maybe you want to put a couple more bodies in front of the net, but, maybe you don't. You want to give Monaco the best sight line to see it, because you know that he's going to stop whatever he can get eyes on.
I personally don't get tired of it, but on the side of the Titans, I'm sure that there's probably about 18 skaters that do, as Zingaro is checked in his own zone. Shot to the middle, that one's tipped up high of Monaco and over the glass.
Saw Kerry Terrence with a really nice job with a kick to himself as he was walking along the blue line, the puck behind him, so instead of fishing it out or turning and slowing down his momentum, he was able to move his feet, and that's some really good edge work there from Terrence.
Walking in the face-off dot. That's one area he actually hasn't been great tonight, but Monaco has as he makes another save.
And you can see the player wearing the Toronto Titans uniform banging his stick on his thighs. Is a little bit of extra stuff after the whistle. It's Kane Tucker in there at the bottom of the pile picking himself back up, and these skaters have to be frustrated with how well Monaco was played.
Fabjan taking the draw, loses it. Back to the point. Gedney working on that one. Throwing down low again. Gedney is down low and working on this one. Lazaris is covering for him at the point. Now Lazaris gets it there. Shoots it in front, and it's blocked. Looking for the tip from Kane Tucker in front of the net. Zingaro puts that one to an open wing. But now he's going to have to get back on his horse and defend this rush. Flipped up through center. Zingaro jumping to prevent a potential breakaway pass to Kane Tucker. Right around from behind their own net, and the Reps will not quite be able to keep that one at the line, as once again a hit initiated by a Titan, and McConnell Fritz just sends him aside. The puck is tipped up again, cleared into the zone by the Reps, but it's going to be an icing call as he was on the wrong side of the red line.
Adamo Zingaro getting into it, and right now the pair of Zingaro and McConnell Fritz, those boys don't mind throwing their weight around. We've seen Tucker McConnell Fritz. You mentioned he's not the biggest boy, but he does play bigger. He's got a play style. It's a contrast to his size, and we see that from Denver Barkey, who's taking this draw, and he wins it.
As Batcher Kanov comes on, playing defense for the Reps. Puck is tipped up in the center ice area. Campbell was waiting for a stretch pass, but instead it's going to be held in at the line by the Titans. Behind the net now. The Reps trying to work out of the zone, can't quite do it. Shot there, tipped up high, and it stays in. Held at the line. Flipped behind the net. Titans holding some pressure now as Dante Siciliano is upended in the offensive zone. Back the other way come the Reps. An offensive rush for them to the middle. That pass was just too wide for Lalkin. Lalkin fires that one back in. Campbell on it at the boards. Puts it down low, not quite behind the net. As this play back to the point. Savard leans into one and puts it all the way back. Shot hard off the boards, and McConnell Fritz will have to pick that one up. Flipped in. Behind the net. And Kowatsch and watches that one be turned over there. And possession once again for the Reps. Taken the other way. Siciliano helping that puck into the zone and going offside where the Titans.
It's a good job by Fabjan to stop the play up there. He doesn't get all of that puck on the poke check, but he sets up a screen with his body, and he makes it difficult for the players to get in through the zone. You mentioned his ability on the penalty kill. That's another area where you're not going to see him pop up on the score sheet, but that's an effective play.
Puck is dumped around the boards and taken from their own end by the Reps. Cutting through center is Savard. Now reverses that one, puts it back across the red line. Savard working that play into the zone. And now he's going to have to drop back as the Titans are pressuring an odd man rush there. Turned over. Fabjan works it in. Gets it over the blue line. Fabjan finding some time with the puck in the corner. Now Carey Terrence is going to take it the other way. Terrence has a lot of speed, burning his way up the wing. Shoots. That one's to the middle. Christie trying to keep that one out. Blocked in front. And it's back out through center ice. 51 seconds to go in the period. 5-2 lead for the Reps. Throwing down low. Controlled in their own end by the Reps. And now they're going to turn it over. Mitchell Brooks. Wait for teammates to come back on side. Brooks fires a centering pass there. Blocked in front of the net. Good defensive play by the Reps. 30 seconds to go in the period. As Gedney plays it across. Backhanded down by Siciliano. Throwing back down. Race for the puck. Won by Lalkin, who's upended hard in the corner. And a whistle. It looks like it might be a penalty.
Yeah, penalty going to be coming up here. You mentioned Lalkin goes down, so we'll see the refs usher over the player to the penalty box. And referee indicating hooking there as the call.
Someone who we haven't seen in this game, I guess it's just not in, is James Petrovsky. I think I got his number mixed up with 21, who's filling in for him tonight. Ian Gedney in the first period, but you'd know if Petrovsky was out there, would you?
Oh yeah, you would, because he's a big boy. He sticks out every time he's on the ice. He's got a booming shot to go with his impressive size. So we're going to see Fabjan kicked out of the circle here.
And the faceoff was one straightforward. 16 seconds to go in the period. Olivier Savard playing the point. They're trying to get one more shot on. Lalkin, shot from the point, tipped in front of the net. Kowatsch watching that one go wide. Loose in front of the net. 2 seconds to go. One more shot. No, that's going to do it as the puck is brought back out through center. And another good period by the Reps as we're going to get a flood. Some time to think about it for the Toronto Titans. I don't know, what's Darcy Tucker, coach for the Titans, saying to them at the locker room to try and at least get a couple more goals in this one?
Well, Darcy Tucker loves the phrase compete. It's what he rallies the room around, and he's going to be echoing that on the bench. But during this break, you get the flood, and you get a chance to get some fresh legs out on the ice for the last 15 minutes. So I think you want to come out and have a strong first 5 minutes. You want to try to win those puck battles along the boards. You want to continue to test Sebastian Monaco. I mean, you've proven that you can get the puck past him on those second chance opportunities. So maybe you look for shots that are going to create rebounds instead of trying to pick the corners, because he's been very effective with the glove and strong with the blocker in this one. So I think you just have to come out and reset. You got to treat it like it's 0-0. You got to come out and play a strong first 5 minutes, because that'll set the tone for the rest of the third period.
Here's a fun little scenario for you. If there's one guy on the Toronto Titans that's going to score 3 goals and get them back into this game in the third, which probably won't happen, but it might, who are you turning to? Because it's a pretty balanced team of the Titans.
Well, it is, but I think Mitchell Brooks has less work to do than some of his teammates. He's already got the one. Carey Terrence is always potent on offense. Denver Barkey's been in around the play a lot in the first 2 periods, and I'm sure that he'll continue that for these last 15 minutes. Alex Weiermair, he's also has less work to do to grab 3 goals than some of his teammates, and he did that shorthanded. Can't forget that. The play, I think it was set up by Kukovic in the corner and thrown out in front to Weiermair, so they're going to be playing with a man disadvantage here, but they're going to need to kill off this penalty and then try to convert some momentum.
Yeah, the guy I probably would have said if I had that question turned on me would be Petrovsky, but he's not in this game, and I'm looking at the roster, and it's so balanced. A lot of guys who aren't particularly big, but there's a lot of skilled guys, so there's potential for that as the power play is set up now for the Reps. Throwing back to the point, Olivier Savard controlling play from there right to the front. Kind of a funny bounce off the stick of Lalkin there, and Kowatsch gloves it. Yeah, that question's a lot easier on the Mississauga Reps because it's Lalkin, Campbell, Fabjan, Olivier Savard. He's a top defender in this league as well. As a toe drag to the middle by Lalkin trying to find his way to the front. And Olivier Savard's had an impact in this game.
Yeah, and the import from Quebec, it's not often that we see players from QC come over and play in the GTHL, and I mean he has shown flashes of the ability that came along with him when he first started playing in the GTHL. He hasn't lived up to that potential consistently, but he has shown flashes, and I'm not sure if there's going to be a penalty here. I saw a man upended in a red sweater, and the Titans penalty box will open.
You think Savard goes in the first round?
It'll be interesting. He's a strong defenseman in his own right, but I do believe that there are maybe one or two more defensemen that are ahead of him. We've mentioned Petrovsky, that could probably go in the first round. Tristan Bertucci, a defenseman that I think could also go in the first, but maybe near the end, if Olivier Savard is still on the board and a team is sure of his talents and they want to shore up their back end. But I see him going maybe just outside of that first round. He does have top end talent, though. It's not to take away from him.
Yeah, I think we'd need to see Savard a little bit more consistently, but yeah, he wouldn't be a bad pick. Late in the first round. Maybe for a Sioux Greyhounds team or something. I can't remember who's at the bottom of the first round with that draft lottery, mixing everything up this year in the OHL. As we're going to get an offensive zone draw for the Mississauga Reps, who are still on the power play and very much looking for more goals. They have 5 on 15 shots to this point in the game, as Tucker McConnell Fritz out there are with Olivier Savard, and the puck's going to get all the way past him. Pretty good job of penalty killing so far with 35 seconds to go in the power play. Has another offensive chance, shorthanded as it was played to the middle. And that time, I think it was Kane Tucker who had that chance in front of the net. No, it was Kerry Terrence. As we're going to the whistle, offside from the Reps. Just a few seconds to go in the power play. As the puck is down low behind the net of Ethan Kowatsch, and Denver Barkey comes on. 5-on-5 hockey. Fabjan found that one from the corner. Now it's in the neutral zone in possession of the Reps as they break in. Across the red line, blue line, Zach Christie dumps it in. Now Christie has it in the corner, looking for some space, loses that puck. Just whips that one back around from behind the net. And breaking out of the zone are the Titans as the puck is played up near the boards, but Tucker McConnell Fritz was able to keep that one. Is Pangratich and Campbell coming on. Puck is thrown back around behind the net of Sebastian Monaco, who's been great tonight. 2 goals allowed on 22 shots, but he's made some highlight reel saves. Gedney has that one go past him. All the way down low and trying to chip it out of the zone. Now Fabjan will have a second opportunity at it. Does that, just that, gets it up to a forward there of the Mississauga Reps. Breaking into the zone. Now behind the net. Controlling play. Kowatsch from behind his own net. Fired by McConnell Fritz, who goes straight to the bench as it was gloved by Monaco. Or Kowatsch.
And looked like Lalkin and Weiermair had gotten tied up and for a time had been serving penalties, but after the 2 minutes, both men back onto the bench, and those are 2 players that can drive the play offensively. We've seen Lalkin feature a couple times with his hands. He's been very, very good in this game.
They have similar roles on their respective teams as the puck is flicked in down low behind the net of the Toronto Titans. They get it to center ice. Radef working on that one. Spins it in. Carson McGuire. Backhanded keep from Siciliano as it's back to the point. Thrown back down low by Rowan Top. Top fires a shot. Blocker save by Monaco. Gedney has that one squeaked by him all the way back out. 1-on-4 is a forward for the Reps. And he's going to get one on net, get an offensive zone draw.
And that's a smart effort there. Not trying to hold the puck too long and corral it and, just try to do things himself. He gets it in deep and creates an offensive zone draw for his team. Reps up 5-2 here. Haven't seen a lot of pushback so far from the Titans.
Face-off is played behind the net. Chance to clear for Mitchell Brooks, who plays that one around looking for Radef. Now it's Flicked up through center ice. Tied up in the neutral zone, and the Titans are going to have to go all the way back to their own end to retrieve that one. Gilmore finds his way past 3 reps. Back through center. Radef drops that one off for Kukuves. Fires one to the middle, looking for the return pass to Radef. Shot for the point by Gilmore. That one goes wide. Down low. Fabjan was back checking there. Now he's on the puck again and all the way back out through center. Fabjan gets the clearance. And he might go off for a changer. Nope. Stays on. Played down low. Kowatsch is going to throw that one out, as it would have been a 2-on-1 if he didn't. Getting it through center. Tied up at the boards. Dante Siciliano will go back in his own zone to retrieve it for the Titans as he works the puck from there. Siciliano skating up. Passes it through center. Gets it over the line. Staying just onside. Siciliano playing it down low. Christie picks it up for the Mississauga Reps. As Alex Weiermair steps on the ice and creates a turnover in the offensive zone. Weiermair cutting his way to the middle. What a set of hands there, but he just couldn't get the shot off. Still loose in front, and eventually the puck trickles wide. Siciliano rips a shot. Blocked in front. And bringing it back out of the Mississauga Reps. They might have a 2-on-1 here, but not quite able to get in quickly. Lock in a backhand pass, and somehow, or it was Campbell found him. In the neutral zone. Play starting to pick up a little bit here late in this third period, but it's on the side of the Reps too, end to end. 9:12 to go in the third. Titans need some goals to get back into this one. Ethan Kowatsch still in the net. He got pulled last time out, and it was after 3 goals. But he's still in this one. He's played well. None of them have really been his fault. Gilmore throws that one through center. 3 of them have been either breakaways or partial breakaways from Lalkin, which you can't expect him to save, really.
Yeah, there's not much that you can expect your goaltender to do when the defense isn't helping him out the way that they should be. But, I mean, Lalkin could probably have 5 or 6 goals in this game by himself. He's been all around the puck. I'm honestly surprised he hasn't potted more than 3 goals because his hands have been absolutely on fire. He's been in and around the offensive zone, creating opportunities not only for himself but for his teammates as well. We saw him and Campbell work very effectively coming up the ice a couple of times.
Is that even fair, having Campbell and Lalkin on the same line? There's so much skill there.
Yeah, both guys obviously draft eligible and are expecting to go pretty high up. Lalkin more touted than Campbell, I would say. Lalkin first round lock. Campbell maybe at the end of the first round and possibly into the second. Regardless, both players are going to be effective members for whatever team decides to pick them.
Yeah, Lalkin is a top 5 pick, and he's probably the number 1 guy on this team, like statistically and skill-wise. But there's definitely scenarios where teams can see Stephen Campbell, and we see it too. He's a skilled player. He could be a top 10 pick. Has played back in the zone. Who knows this year who's getting drafted where? There's so little exposure coming up before this draft, and if you watch these players, there's some late round steals for sure, especially in this game. Some of them we've mentioned as it comes back through center. Pangertich works that one in the offensive zone, keeps it in. Fabjan trying to chase that one down low, but it's Gilmore who plays it through center. Gilmore's a good defenseman as well for the Toronto Titans, as Sebastian Monaco is going to cover that one. And I think we get to see a guy like Ian Gedney and Brendan Gilmore because Petrovsky's not playing this game. And Gedney kind of seems like he's filling in for Petrovsky right now.
Yeah, and I think the sum of both parts, if you put Gilmore on Gedney's shoulders, maybe they're as tall as Petrovsky. But, I mean, both guys are very talented. They can play forward, or they can play up in the offensive zone, but they're very strong defensively as well. And, credit to both guys. They've been strong in this game. Haven't seen them feature a ton, but they haven't really made any mistakes either.
Yeah, and these guys are young. They're gonna fill into their bodies, and I hope Petrovsky's done growing because he is He's a big guy. Has played from behind the net, offensive zone pressure, shot from the point, and it's blockered away by Monaco. Flipped into the zone once again. And it's Campbell through center out there with Lalkin. Tough to defend those guys, but the Titans do it. And look to have a little more offensive zone pressure here as they work from their own zone, controlling the puck. And Gilmore gets it through center. Play it across the blue line. Taken out, and back the other way come the Reps. 6:34 to go in the third period. Time is... It's winding out right now for the Titans as the Reps just have a lot of offensive zone time, and they keep it in the zone again. Fab Jam, but now they're going to have to get back. Chance for some offense here from the Titans. Throwing through center. Giles. To the middle. Sprawling across the crease was Kowatsch. Not sure if he got a piece of that one or not. Fab Jan. Flips the puck in behind the net. Picked up and fired out of the zone through center. Back behind the net are the Reps. Tied up. And brought out of the zone again. And this has been a common theme. The Reps are just able to dump the puck back in and having to fish it out again.
That's not to say that the Reps have been playing keep away, but we haven't seen those offensive players from the Titans feature maybe as prominently as we thought they would. Still a bit of time here, though, and as we've seen before, no game is really out of reach. 3 goals can happen very quickly in this league, but something needs to get going now because the momentum is definitely on the side of the Mississauga Reps.
Puck is poked through the center ice area. It's Tucker McConnell Fritz on the blue line for the Reps. Played back to the point now. Held in at the line. Fabjan. Trying to get that good shot away. Can't quite do it. McConnell Fritz back to defend this rush from the Titans. And tripped up in center ice was Denver Barkey. And that's going to be a power play now for the Titans.
This can be an opportunity for some positive momentum. Man being ushered to the box for the Mississauga Reps. And, I mean, now you have the man advantage, and you're going to do your best to convert on this upcoming opportunity. There we saw Kowatsch leaving the net during the delayed call. But, you got some time here to work with the man advantage, and if you can pot one here, be the first power play goal of the game. We've seen shorthanded goals both ways, but nothing coming with the 5-on-4 advantage so far.
Gedney shoots his glove there as we see a shot of Giuseppe Akbari, the backup for the Mississauga Reps. But it's tough to play behind Monaco.
Must be a lonely world for him. I mean, every night it seems like Monaco's making save after save. He's always so consistent. But, I mean, that's a credit to Monaco. He's never off of his game, it feels like. He stops just about everything that comes his way. Good rebound control. What is there else to say that hasn't already been said?
Forechecking there, Fabjan, as you mentioned, good penalty killer for this Reps team as it's played all the way behind the net. Back to the point. Gedney, can he hold it in? Yes, he can as he throws it across to his defense partner there. Rowan top on the power play. Nice little move there in the neutral zone, and losing a stick was Fabjan. Picks it back up. Flicked out through center. And good clear once again from the Reps. We're happy just to keep dumping this puck down. Probably not looking for too much offense to take too many risks on this penalty kill. Pass back to the point now. Rowan top trying to hold that one in. Now it's all the way back out through center ice. Just a minute left to go in the power play for the Titans, who really haven't set anything up. It's just been one shot on goal. That was gloved down by Sebastian Monaco. 3:55 to go in the third period. Reps have a 5-2 lead. The Titans need one here if they want to put some pressure on. Working into the zone behind the net. Kane Tucker now throws it back to the point. And it's going to tip up over a stick and out of the zone once again. 30 seconds to go in the power play. Carson McGuire chases in that dump in. Kukuves there. Gets it down low to McGuire. McGuire to Kukuves. Works his way below the net. All the way back out to the point. Shot there and a pad save by Monaco, who just dumps it into the corner. Siciliano trying to hold that one at the point. Can't quite do it. Offensive zone rush. Ben Lalkin. Watch out as he cuts his way to the middle. Shoots and a save by Kowatsch.
Credit to Ethan Kowatsch. He hasn't let a ton of goals in that have been his fault. There have been a lot of 2-on-1 opportunities, a lot of breakaway opportunities like we saw just there. Lalkin coming in on the rush, and he's actually stopped more chances like that than he's let in this one. And I think without him in net, this game could probably be out of hand, and Lalkin might have 5 or 6 to his name.
Lazarus scrums that draw, gets it going back the other way, but the power play is over now for the Titans, who got nothing going. Good kill for the Reps. Rowan Top throws that one out through center ice. Waiting for a man there is the forward for the Titans. As it's put down low behind the net. Top now going to have to try and defend this rush through center ice. Played back to the point. Batherkanov, and that one's going to go wide. Zingaro there as well. Thrown across to an open wing, picked up by a Titan. Knocked into the boards there is Lazarus. And a change for them. Denver Barkey out there now with Robinson. Robinson has him in the corner. Battling with Batherkanov. Denver Barkey picks it up down low. Probably trying to work something to the middle of the ice, which is where the Reps have kept the Titans from. Pangratich battling with Radif. Weiermair in there. And finally taken out by the Reps. 1:49 to go in the third period. All but over. But still time to prove something. Get one back for the Toronto Titans. As it's played back from behind the nets. Cut off. Weiermair keeping it in the zone. Works it behind the net. Weiermair puts it back to the defensive side of things. Gilmore fires a shot. Blocked in front of the net. Flicked up and out of the zone. Picked up once again. Gedney working it into the zone. Throwing all the way back, and Gilmore was on it. Now he throws it up. Denver Barkey finds his way through the neutral zone. Nice pass there for Weiermair, who takes a shot, and that one was stopped. Reps will bring it back. Last minute of play in the third period from the Scotiabank Pond. Mississauga Reps and Toronto Titans as it's thrown behind the net. Good game between these two teams tonight. Lots of offense and a bunch of displays of skill in this one as Campbell has that one go past him. McGuire trying to get one more for his team, trying to dangle his way through. Show off some of the moves there. But defended well by the Reps. And in the defensive zone for the Titans, they'll try and work it back. Kukuves drops it off there for a forward. Kukuves fires a shot. That one's just wide of Monaco. 8 seconds to go. Played from behind the net. Whipped to the front again. Monaco sees that one go wide as the puck is thrown through center and time will expire. A great game for the Reps. And the last meeting of the season between these two teams. So the Reps, after losing the first meeting of the year 2-0 to the Titans, a 5-1 win and a 5-2 win, they take the season series 2-1.
Yeah, 10 goals in the last 2 cumulative games for this team, and we saw why. Players like Ben Lalkin, a guy like Stephen Campbell, both tremendous offensive players, and you wonder where that goal total was for the Toronto Titans. Sebastian Monaco, I feel like every time he plays, we have to give him one of the 3 metaphorical stars of the game. Not a ton of difficult saves for him in this one, but he played well nonetheless. I mean, what is there to say about the offense, the way that they were operating? They fired on all cylinders, and after going down early, they battled back, and they were able to take this one from the Titans.
So the Titans will take on the Don Mill Flyers next in a couple of days and look to extend this win streak to 3 from Thomas West and Liam Crothers. We appreciate you tuning in to this 6 hockey broadcast, and we'll see you in the next one.